Remember Daria? I know, yuck! Thanks for sitting down with us, Daria.
It's Daryl now. All those years I thought I was an exceptionally gross girl when in fact I was a beautiful man.
Ah, high school cafeterias. What better place to see a pre-op transvestite in a hairnet?
Your dad's a jerk. Don't tell him. Let him wrangle that dangle.
Well, maybe if you warn your father, he'll finally appreciate you.
I still say, let him tickle that pickle.
Whoa, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Whoa, here she comes. She's a man.
I won't drink it most. Homer's old garage is all I need. I won't drink it most. Cause Mo's a big jerk and a she-male too.
I have a little boy, you know his name is Tom. I was his daddy, but now I am his mom. I was a tough one, as tough as old Charles Bronson, until I went to the hospital and they cut off my Johnson. They cut off my Johnson.
Saying it's not easy being born the wrong gender would easily earn you the Understatement of the Year award.
Congratulations! Congratulations!
Even if you're passable and gloriously handsome, it's hardly a cakewalk. For instance, in real life I'm a security guard, which means I'm constantly surrounded by men, most of them soldiers. None of them know, of course, but I have no intention of finding out what happens if they do. I mean, what if someone tells a dick joke and I don't get it? I mean, what then? Everyone would know! Actually, what it means is if I'm in a horror movie, I'm the first to die. What was it talking about? Right! Dragon Age!
Talk about breaking new ground. Dragon Age Origins was head and shoulders over any fantasy RPG I'd ever played. It found the sort of happy medium between linear story and sandbox world, setting the stage for bigger similar games like Skyrim. The map was open with a clear set of goals that we could accept or ignore at our leisure. Similarly, the complicated and involving plot left enough wiggle room for the player to basically break everything and engage in many a shenanigan while still completing your quest. I understand the fighting system was also well done, but I was too lazy to go beyond hit things with pointy stick. Besides, I don't play games to level up or get the bestest armor anymore. Those days are over. It was a phase and a very confusing time in my life, okay? No, I'm here for character and story, and boy did DA deliver. EA is not exactly known for things like plot or writing, but BioWare damn well is. Not only did they take a huge risk making a fantasy RPG when the market is flooded with titles like these, but it was one of the refreshing few times that we were given an option to be something besides straight white guy.
Dragon Age was an excellent game, but it had a few problems.
Noticeably one huge, giant, dank, dark, gaping, terrible, goddamn, long-ass time seek called Orzammar, also known as Chorzamar Borzamar, and am I done yet?
It didn't turn me off completely, but playing again as another character meant another 30 hours and this. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. What was it talking about? Right. Dragon Age Inquisition? Really? Okay. You might be wondering why I'm not talking about Dragon Age 2. That's because I didn't play it. I saw that it had very good reviews, but remember I play for character and story. I skipped it because it had limited character creation and a much heavier focus on fighting. There was something else that went horribly wrong. A movie we dare not speak of. I remember a raven-haired warrior, more blood than usual, and a tortured audience constantly caught between crying and laughing. Fortunately, I've managed to repress almost all of it with only a few negative side effects. That, combined with some overly dark elements and Orzammar, left me with no intention of picking up the series again. The reason I have it here is because there's a transsexual in it, a female to male like me. You'll forgive me if I'm less than enthused to see how this goes. I actually haven't played it yet. I wanted to catch my honest reaction for this video. I can appreciate a joke at my expense, but understand what it means that out of all of these progressive and supposedly intelligent shows, South Park has treated us the best so far. I'm just gonna let that sink in.
No, no, no. I think that one hurt the most. Really? Thank you.
Even Dragon Age had a couple moments like this.
Do you mean your people have no female mages or warriors?
Of course not. Why would our women wish to be men?
Oh, God.
What are you talking about? They don't wish to be men.
They shouldn't. That can only lead to frustration.
So, I will be grading how this is handled in 3 ways. Number 1, accurate portrayal of how it feels to be born a man in a woman's body. We tend to overcompensate a little bit. Number 2, whether or not it was used as a gimmick to make the character more interesting as opposed to writing a complete character. And finally, how this is relevant to the overall plot. Why did they include this at all? Alright, let's get to it! Okay, I think I have a rough idea of what's going on.
The fate is bleeding into reality, so demons are happening, and through a series of wacky shenanigans, you wind up being the only person who can fix it. You run into this lady, run away from these things, meet some peeps, grab some sweet loots, have terrible Spec Ops flashbacks, fight a demon, and get a castle, all before the title screen.
Everybody got it? Good, because from here things only get more complicated. I'm gonna try to give you the short version.
Apparently, after the nasty business in Dragon Age Origins, the Magians split from the Templars, meaning the Chantry, which is their religious superpower, has its own army.
Or not. Hang on.
Essentially, it's your job as Inquisitor to keep these factions from literally punching each other and set up your own order, all while keeping up with your in-party politics and stuff like horses and supplies. And then there's this guy. He might be important, I don't know. You're gonna need a flowchart or 6. But it's not all betrayal and gore. That sense of humor is still there.
We discovered this man attacking the building with a goat.
Plus you get to jump. Silence, peasants! The Inquisitor demands more drapes! Your knee-high barriers are nothing to me! Parkour! Oh shit. And hey, in the deluxe version you get a unicorn! That is not what I was expecting.
The characters absolutely stand out. They're very well developed, especially Cassandra. She tries to kill you when you first meet. It's funny, you'll laugh about it later. I'd try hitting on her, but something about her rubs me the wrong way. I can't put my finger on it. Still, if she's our measuring stick for characters in this story, I'm really looking forward to meeting What's-His-Face, even if it's taking ages.
Yes? Hello?
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
Found him.
I wasn't a soldier at the time.
Oh, that's an interesting glitch you got there, buddy.
You remind me of some other characters that had a little trouble with... Let's move on.
Okay, so his name is Cremiscius, and he's a mercenary. Appearance checks out. Nice armor. Hey. I clicked on you, now reveal your backstory. Everyone else gives their backstory at the drop of a hat. Come on.
What can I do for you?
This is the Iron Bull. He's the leader of the Chargers. Crem is his second in command.
This is where things got a little uncomfortable for me personally. The whole point of this video was to get close to Crem. In order to get close to Crem, I have to get close to the Iron Bull. In order to get close to the Iron Bull, I have to either flirt with him or kill a dragon. It's a tough call for anyone, but especially for me. You might have guessed already, but I'll just come out and say it so we can all move on like adults. I love dragons. Ever since Dragonheart, this is my childhood toy. And now I have to...
But you're not just getting the boys. You're getting me.
But...
Light of dragon.
But, can I not? This is happening. This is where my life choices have led me. I really don't want to kill dragons. This is amazingly unfair. I'm gonna play another game for a minute. Let's see what else was on my list. Never mind.
I can't do it.
Evidently, I'd rather destroy childhood memories than cuddle with a guy that looks like Tavros from Homestuck. You were thinking it!
That's hurtful.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. It's fine. Just keep it facing that way. Man, this is fantastic. I should have been a mage years ago. Oh shit. Go team. It's fine. I'll learn healing eventually.
I hope that was worth it.
Now that is a fight.
Shut up! This was all your fault in the first place.
Oh look, her baby just gives up and accepts its fate. Luckily it worked. After that I have to survive drinking with the guy, and then finally get Crem to talk to me.
We're not drinking alone. How you doing, Creme de la Creme?
Your worship. I'm so glad he has someone new to hit with that joke.
Is he always like this?
I'm afraid so. The chief loves his nicknames. They ever wear shirts under the Queen Chief? Or do they just run around binding their breasts like that?
It's a harness, Creme.
Yes, for your pillowy man bosoms.
Those aren't pillowy for shit.
I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Let me know if you need help binding. You could really chisel something out of that overstuffed look.
Well, he comes right out and says it. Let's look carefully at the way this is played out for us. It seems Crem is assuming we know he's a transsexual, or he's comfortable enough with us to come out, or he's roaring drunk. Regardless, he's the one controlling the situation.
Did you always know?
Yes. It's not the most fortunate thing to know about yourself growing up in Tevinter, one rung above slavery.
I love it when he does this. You're given a few dialogue options here and get to ask a few questions later. In perhaps their boldest move, some of them don't make me sound like an idiot.
It's against the law to pass as a man?
It's a crime to lie on an imperial application for service.
Good gods, thank you. These are intelligent questions and I appreciate it. Let's face it, the last thing I wanted to do was make the Inquisition look stupid. I got it. Wait. Glitter puff? No. Down. Glitter puff? Down. Bad unicorn. Ah, screw it. Crem tells you about his childhood, how his family feels about him, and how he became a charger. It's pretty interesting. He's a solid character.
And that's it. Oh. That's it. You're kidding! That took 35 hours! Wait, maybe we're not done here. The Iron Brawl probably has a side quest. Let's see how that plays out. You know what? Let's come back to that one. As for Crem himself, his story is entirely encompassed here. I have to say outright I'm disappointed that this is all we get, but let's go back to those 3 main points.
Why did you decide to live as a man?
I didn't decide anything. I've been like this my whole life.
How did your family react when you started?
My mother wanted to throw me out. She said if I didn't marry well, I was dooming the family to slavery. My father. When I was little, he'd angle his mirror down so I could pretend to shave, just like him. He never said anything, but I think he knew.
That's nice.
Every day, put on a dress, look into my father's shaving mirror, and just hate myself.
Yep. That's what that feels like. If you never experience it, I hope you never do. You're very lucky.
Well, while his backstory and family politics are interesting and realistic, Crem himself isn't very colorful. I describe him as bitter and sarcastic.
And who can put up with your bullshit, Chief?
That's fine, normally, but he's surrounded by guys like this and this and this.
Maybe they felt that being a transsexual on top of being a blood mage or something would have been too much to keep track of.
Frankly, I doubt it. Take away the fact that Crem was born female and you have essentially a normal, somewhat glitchy soldier.
I get it. But I think his personality could have been hammered out a little more. I'm going to go with on characterization.
Non-existent. Crem becoming a mercenary made perfect sense, but just like everyone else here, he gets stuck in a violent political web way out of his depth and his very life is in your hands.
But that's fine, right? We want to make stuff like sexual orientation and identity a non-issue, right? Actually, not so.
This is Dorian. He's essential to the plot because he's a mage, and you do this,
As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right.
Either he warns you of the mages, or...
Soon, there will be more like it.
You do this time loop thing, and...
I have to. I just...
Anyway, Dorian is a homosexual character you can go kill things with and has an important role in the story. Later on, there's an optional side quest all about him having the gay.
So we are addressing these problems and giving the player a say in how it's handled. So, why didn't we just do this? They even had the exact same problem. Their families wanted them to marry and have babies, and they wouldn't have it because it would make everyone miserable. It would have been fine. Damn it, we were so close. Understand, this is not a contest of who is more shunned by society. There's room for all of us down here. I'm annoyed because we had such a good shot with the world's easiest plot hook and then did nothing with him. Boy, I'd sure like to help you with that. With my piles of gold, network of spies, and literal army, but I guess we're not going to for some reason. Just...
Granted, it's hardly a complaint if I'm saying we need more Crems running around, but that means next time it's going to be a male-to-female transsexual you can fight with, and can go on side quests with, and maybe have a romance option thrown in there. Well, this is all we get with Crem, just because of bad timing.
They do reuse a lot of characters, so Crem could show up in the next game, but don't hold your breath. I said later! It's got spoilers! Next video, okay? It'll still be funny, but I am freaking out. If there's one thing I really wish we could have changed, I wish we could have said this to Crem instead.
I think you're very brave.
Brave?
It's not easy to abandon tradition and walk your own path.
Preach it, sister. But see, now Crem will never hear that. Altogether then, I think it's fair I give Crem's representation specifically 2.5 Inquisitions out of 3. Very, very good. Could have been a little bit better. Thanks a million, Dorian. You and your stupid mustache.
I didn't ask what you thought, did I?
I'm kidding, he's a fun character. In fact, I'm actually invested in keeping him happy because of spoilers I'll be putting at the end of this video. To be honest, all of this makes me nervous. My brothers and sisters are encouraged to hide because it's dangerous to come out. So why would I put my face on the internet? Because it's dangerous to come out.
Because of Family Guy, South Park, and now Dragon Age, hiding is no longer an option. People I will never meet are forming opinions on who I am and what my problems are and how I should handle them. So I thought an insider's take would be a good idea.
While mainstream entertainment is misinformed at best and outright hurtful at worst, BioWare is absolutely doing the right thing. So thank you for being on our side.
Inquisition itself is a damn good game. Fighting is intuitive, characters are complicated, and every time I play I get this unique, personalized experience that's just wonderful.
While I can't say it has perfect execution regarding men and women like me, I am very confident in the direction that it is going, and it has more than revived my interest in the series.
Victory.
Something's bugging me, though.
In Kunadar, Crem would be an Akunatlak. That's what we call someone born one gender but living like another.
That was confusing, but that wasn't it.
If you had the chance to use magic, would you change all the way?
What? No. I don't want any magic like that within 10 yards of my body.
Equally confusing, but not it either.
You're not what I pictured. But if I've learned anything, it's that I know less than nothing.
Aw, Cassandra said something nice. Wait a minute.
You're from that movie!
Alright, Cassandra, you're proof that the authors have accepted it as canon, so now you're gonna hear my opinion on that stupid thing. Ready? Here it is.
That's my show, thanks for watching. Tell me in the comments what else you'd like to see me talk about. Movies, comics, TV shows, certain characters therein. You can ask me about my daily life, how society treats men and women differently according to my experience, what my transition was like, my no TPs, which I will be doing regardless. There's a lot to cover. I'm a fascinating guy and I love attention, so fire away. Now for the Dorian spoiler. If you do not hook up with certain characters, they will court each other, which means Dorian, of all people, neatly ties up a certain loose end for me.
So, Dorian, about last night.
Discretion isn't your thing, is it?
Way to be a team player, buddy. I ship it.
3 times! Also, do you want those silky under things back, or did you leave those like a token?
You poor bastard.
It's like falling through a tree into custard. Too high, wham! Too fast, wham! Leaves, wham! Splat!
I'm not sure which is worse, the mockery or the accuracy.
Depends on how much rest the trees had.